Okay, today we're going to look at, it's still under ratios and proportional relationships, but in particular, we're going to be looking at the formula D equals RT. Some of you have maybe seen this in science already, but when we look at D equals RT, what it actually means is the distance is going to equal the rate of speed multiplied by the time. Now notice I have time in parentheses, but I know that if I put just a little bitty dot there, that means multiplication. So we are going to just use this formula, and it's actually right here on the program where it has D equals RT. And so if we look at that, I think it's easier to look at it as the distance equals the rate of speed, because sometimes they'll say, what is the speed? Or sometimes they'll say, oh, what is the rate? And then you're not sure where it goes. So here we're just going to fill in the numbers. So it says Ruben is going for a walk. He takes 3 hours. So if it's 3 hours, then that's going to be your time. Okay, that's going to be your time. So I'm going to just go ahead and say I've got the time is going to be 3 hours. So I'll just put a 3 here. And then that fills in the blank for the 3. And then it says he takes 3 hours to walk 7.5 miles. Well, if you look at the 7.5, okay, that's going to be the distance. So then that means that the distance is going to be here. So we can just fill in the blank and say, okay, so this is going to have to be 7.5. And there's our 7.5. So we know that the 7.5, which is the distance, has to equal the rate of speed. We don't know what the rate of speed is right now, but we could certainly just say, okay, I don't know what it is, so I'm going to use x. And I know I'm multiplying that x by 3. And it wouldn't matter if you have x times 3 or 3 times x. The 3 is the coefficient, the x is the variable, and so now we can just solve this as a one-step equation like we've done forever. And if I take a look, I'm going to do what I've always done. I'm going to draw a line separating the left side from the right side. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to isolate my variable. And then you have to ask yourself, what's going on between the 3 and the x? It's multiplication. How do you undo multiplication? What is the inverse operation? It would be division. So we're going to go ahead and take our fraction bar. Okay, we're just going to take a fraction bar. Whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. And then if you ask yourself, okay, what do I have to do now? What am I going to do here? Well, you've got your fraction bars. You are going to divide. What do you divide by? You always divide by the coefficient to the variable, which happens to be a 3. Okay, it happens to be a 3. And again, whatever you do to one side, I'm going to move that here. Whatever you do to one side, you need to do to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and try to clone this. It's going to let me. And so here, I know that 3 divided by 3 simplifies to 1. So I have 1 times x, which would leave me with just x. Okay? And my x is going to equal 7.5 divided by 3. You can put that in your calculator, 7.5 divided by 3, and you'd end up with 2.5. And that would be your answer. That's all there is to it. And do your division correctly. Make sure you remember distance equals rate times time, and you're all set. That's it.